When you come out of the water with a GoPro, shake it out a little bit and then start talking, because you got to just clear out the microphone channels just to make sure you can hear everything. Sometimes we forget that, and we always have to put in the video like, GoPro took on a little bit of water. We forgot to shake it out, and this is why you can't hear it. So the minute you go under, you come back up, shake it out really quick, and then you can continue on. Like if somebody's doing something,
okay.
So that was one thing I noticed when we were in Thailand, and also when we were in Orlando. That Ace Pro, in my opinion, I know I got some comments on one of my videos I put up. People were swearing by it, but I noticed like a GoPro is so much better. The other thing that you may want to consider, like when you're using a GoPro or the Ace Pro, it's not that great at night. It's really great during the day. It's beautiful. It's beautiful on the beach on a hot sunny day. It's beautiful in the mountains skiing when it's a lot of bright light. But it's not as great when the light drops. It's not good at all.
So would you recommend I just take my phone out at that time?
Yes. And we had a side-by-side comparison when we were in, I forgot where we were.
I think we were in Orlando.
In Orlando. And we were in a dark airsoft location, or gel kind of like gallery where they were shooting gel beads. And we had an iPhone and we had the Ace Pro. The iPhone's image was like 110 times better than the Ace Pro's footage. And even that was even on low light mode.
And you could put it side by side.
Yeah, I could put it side by side there. So I definitely recommend just using your iPhone.
So do you even recommend the Ace Pro?
I do not.
Okay.
I do not. And I know I'm gonna get some flack for that, but I just don't think it's worth.
And
it's
that's
not
the one
worth
you sent back too,
I
right?
did send it back. I did send it back. And I was all about trying to have the front facing screen. It just wasn't that. No, for people who are just starting off, I do not recommend that, because you're better off just going with your phone, sticking with your phone.
Okay.
Just use your phone.
All right, now I'm gone from the GoPro to like the one that you really like.
Oh, yes, the Osmo, DJI Osmo Mobile. And I'll link this in the description with one of the links that we have. This by far changes everything.
And this is not sponsored.
This is not sponsored. This is actually our wide shot here that you see. We just use it because it's so convenient. But this is what we take when we travel. This is most of the videos that we place on TikTok is done with this. Most of the videos that you see of us, exploring different things in different cities, this is what this, because it's so convenient. And the image quality that comes out of it at 4K 30 is insane.
But you also use this for your company as well.
Yes, I do.
So like when you're doing behind the scenes.
All my behind the scenes, because it uses facial track or just image tracking. So it will track you, or it uses microphones, the Bluetooth microphones that you could just lock on you and it picks up the sound. This is actually, we have our backup audio here. With the DJI microphone, which is, again, that combination is sick. But for somebody starting off, it's perfect. Like, say, for instance, if I wasn't doing any of this and you just had it, I would definitely recommend that to you, because even offloading like your footage is like the easiest thing. You just plug it in, your computer recognizes it, you move the footage from the camera to your computer in your editing program. And the files are so small. So, for instance, like these big cameras may use memory cards that this whole file may be 30 something gigabytes, whereas you have the same length of video on this and it may be like 5 gigabytes.
And you can also flip it from vertical to horizontal.
To vertical to horizontal. That's by far the best part. So remember, again, you're out. You're trying to remember, where am I at? Where am I going to put most of this stuff? If it's vertical, if it's like TikTok, you just open it up to a vertical format. And it automatically will crop it out for you, automatically in vertical. It's filming there. You don't have to do anything later. If you already have the videos in that format. So all of our food videos that we do, we just use the vertical format. It just makes more sense because we're more...
And it's so clear.
And it's so clear.
Yeah,
it's so
clear. Like one of your fancy cameras that you have.
Yes. Which
without having
so
to bring
crazy,
out the fancy camera.
Without bringing up the fancy camera. And it's so discreet, because sometimes we run into it where we have to ask, like, hey, is it all right if we film here? Or I'll ask, is it okay if I put the camera here? Or if you're sitting at a table, you're doing a little review, you don't want it to have like this big camera like sitting here with a big microphone
or
and
your
such.
phone.
Or your phone.
Yeah,
you're trying to do this and hold this and do that. It just doesn't work out. But this, again, even if you get up and walk away, it'll track you and such like that. So I think this is really good for beginners. It's just what you do with the files after. That's it.
But you recommend this to people who are not even beginners, though.
Nope.
You've had a lot of people ask you about, like, what are you using?
Yeah, what are you using?
Scenes?
Yeah.
And you've recommended this product to
so many people.
You guys can sponsor us if you want to.
I know. Come on, DJI. Hey, I got you guys everywhere. Like, let's go. Let's go. But this one, I was told about it by a really good friend of mine, videographer, and he swore by it. And I usually take his word for a lot of things because he's the OG. But when I got this and I put it up and I saw it, I was like, this makes no sense.
You were mad that we didn't have this in Thailand. You were
I was
like,
very mad. Yeah, because we met.
serious?
You said Thailand, but it was the GoPro we used in Thailand. I was so mad that we didn't have
Because
this.
some of the video came out
It was
horrible, and we were
horrible.
like, we
It was
can't even post
horrible.
this anywhere.
No, we couldn't post it.
And
We
it was
have
just-
have hard drives full of it. We can't
we
post it
can't
because it
post it
doesn't
'cause
look right.
it's
Yeah.
so cloudy, and no one wants to watch that.
Nope.
Okay, so now I moved on from the DJI. Now, can that also take pictures, or is it
Yes,
just
it does
photo?
take photos too.
How do you like the photo
The
quality?
photo quality is really good. It's a little different because just the way you're holding it, I've noticed, like, even with the kids, they are looking, but they don't know, like, they don't see me pressing anything because you're holding the little button, so they think it's video and they keep moving around. But the image quality is really good. It is really good. I would say that GoPros have really good image quality too. But for the most part, if you don't have like a camera, like a DSLR or a mirrorless camera, your iPhone takes really good photos.
Now, I can't use this in the water, though.
No.
Correct? Okay.
It does not go in the water.
Because I
Yes,
was
there are
trying to
cages.
say, can
yeah.
I take this one product and
No,
just switch
no.
it for every
At
for the
any
GoPro?
time, anytime vacationing, I would recommend, if it's only two things I could bring, it would be this Osmo Mobile and a GoPro.
Okay.
And now if I'm not doing any water activities, I'm nothing to do with water, I would just take the Osmo and my regular camera, DSLR, because then I could kind of get a little bit more into like the photos. I could take a little bit more in-depth photos. I still have my iPhone, but I'll still take a little bit more in-depth photos that way too.